What's up, guys? So I got a little short for you today. We are going to discuss the electromagnetic force and how Walter Russell's concept makes the electromagnetic force redundant. Now, let me explain what I mean by redundant. So let's tell you a little story about a small company. The founder and CEO had two assistants, and he would speak his thoughts, and one of his assistants would type it up, kind of take dictation, and then he would go back to his office. And once the first assistant was finished typing up this letter of his ideas, that person would hand it to the second assistant. Now, the second assistant would take that paper and go deliver it to the boss's office, where he could then see it all nicely written up, and he was very happy. In his wanting to cut costs in his office, he realized one day, after he gave dictation, he said, "You know what, Assistant One, could you just, after you type it up, instead of giving it to Assistant Two, could you just bring it to me yourself?" And so Assistant One was like, "Okay, sure." Typed it up, walked it right over to the office, and he got his paper as he wanted. And he started to realize that he didn't need Assistant Two at all, because Assistant One could type up the paper and bring it to him. So Assistant Two became redundant once Assistant One was able to walk the paper over to the office. And so Assistant Two got fired because we just didn't need someone just to walk the paper over. And that is what I mean by redundant, because in Walter Russell's concept, we have the forces of gravitation and radiation. We don't need the electromagnetic force, because everything that is explained by the electromagnetic force can be explained, and even better explained, by gravitation and radiation. So in some of my previous videos, I think I said that Walter's concept unifies or generalizes gravity and electromagnetism. I have to make a correction there, because there's a difference. When we used to think that there was an electric force and there was a magnetic force, and then we said, wait a minute, this is actually kind of the same thing. Let's just call this the electromagnetic force. They took these two and realized it was just one, right? So they called it the electromagnetic force. In this case, with Walter's concept of gravitation and radiation, we're not really combining gravitation and the electromagnetic force. We're actually getting rid of the electromagnetic force altogether, because anything that you would think of as, oh, the electromagnetic force explains this, it explains the negative charge of the electron, or the positive charge of the proton, or the attraction of, say like a magnet will pick up a nail, right? You're thinking, oh, electromagnetic force, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that with Walter's concept of gravitation and radiation, all of that is explained. And so we don't need a force called the electromagnetic force, when we already have the force of gravitation and the force of radiation that describes all of that. So this is just a short, just to let you know that. Now, of course, I'm going to be making a video about it, but I've realized now that these concepts are so big that I can't explain that whole concept in a short 5-minute or 10-minute video. I'm gonna have to do a 35-minute video, but who wants to watch a 35-minute video? No, I gotta break it up. So I think I'm gonna do a part 1, 2, 3, and 4 or something like that, so we can keep it short. All right, well, that's it for today. Look out for the video that will be coming up that describes why the electromagnetic force is redundant and we don't need it at all. This dude must be crazy talking about no electromagnetic force. What? please like and subscribe.